Okay. I think I'm live finally. I guess I'm not supposed to go out of town for a couple weeks. Let me get my camera straight. I got to get this thing organized. Sorry about that. Come on in. I apologize. This is Dawn Duval with Shall We Stamp. Please make sure that you put your name in the comment section. Let me know that you're out there if you're watching on YouTube. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please click the bell, subscribe, and then click the bell, and that way you'll be notified each time I upload a video. And I put my head in there just because, as usual, Donnie has problems with connections when I haven't used it for 2 weeks. So Facebook just decided it didn't like me. So I am here waiting on y'all, and I apologize that I'm late. I'm going to adjust this camera, so just give me just a second. So I'm in here. I've kind of set this up backwards than I normally do, but it's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to get started. Hey, Karen, how are you? I tell you what, it never fails, right? I haven't done anything in 2 weeks, and daggone it, I have to upload Facebook so many times. Oh, it's just crazy. And I did it, and then I did it. I did it like 3 times, and it didn't like what I was doing, so whatever. But I'm here, so that's all that matters. I'm not too late. So we'll give it a few minutes for everybody else to come on, and then we'll get started with our creation anticipation sketch. I'm going to do 2 cards today to show you how to do this sketch. I swear, it never fails. You know what? I know, it's just, oh yeah, it was so damn cold in Arizona. It was unbelievable. I've been out there before. It's like here, excuse me, you sweat to death. It was 41 degrees was like the high. Oh my God. It was crazy cold. And Thursday night when we did our, excuse me, every time I go live, my nose itches. Thursday night we did our Mrs. Roper party, and I'll post a group picture. Well, it's partial group. There was about 50, I think there was about 56 of us, and they were probably all but maybe 6 to 8 people didn't dress up, which is fine. But it was funny because I ordered my wig on Amazon. I got it for, I think it was $10, and then my caftan was $15. I got that from Amazon. So it was only, that's not expensive at all. So it can be another Halloween costume. And then I ordered the chunky jewelry. Are you familiar with paparazzi? It's the $5 jewelry. It's, it's costume jewelry. It's on stretchable type things. It's not inexpensive, obviously, for $5. But I love the blue that I had. It's like a turquoise. And then I also bought a black set. So I had, because Mrs. Roper wore all those chunky things, right? But it was so much fun. We had so much fun. Oh my God, it was freezing. So I did a carry-on, and I have a small carry-on bag because I didn't want to check my luggage and all that crap. I just wanted to get my luggage and go. I was going through Atlanta, and they only I had a 3-hour layover going to Atlanta, but on the way back, had a 40-minute turnaround time, which never, you never make it. Well, we missed our flight. There was another lady that I met there that lives in she comes to Fort Myers during the winter. And we were on the same flight coming back. We missed our flight, and we ended up having to go to Delta. Thank God they had put me on a 6 o'clock flight, and there was a 3 o'clock flight. So the lady was kind enough to be able to somehow get me on that flight so I could be back in time to watch Super Bowl, but she was extremely nice. But anyways, so I only packed like, I think 2 pairs of pants, 2 tops, because I was only there, we got there Thursday. I got there Thursday afternoon, just in time to go to the hotel, change, do my thing, and go to the party. So I only brought, 2 changes of clothing. So I didn't think to bring, and I didn't think to put my leggings on underneath my caftan. Well, the caftan's like paper thin, right? And so I didn't think to bring a t-shirt. Well, I had a t-shirt, but I didn't think about putting that on. And I didn't think about bringing a pair of shorts to wear underneath and put my leggings on. I was freezing. It was so cold. But what was so funny is we came down the hotel, me and my roommate, who we didn't even know each other. We met, we hit it off. Oh my God, people are looking at us like, what the hell? And these are young kids, so they don't even know who the Ropers are, right? So they're looking at us, and I said, did y'all not get the memo? And they started laughing. And then we got in the Uber. Oh my God, the Uber guy, he just cracked up laughing. He was just so funny. But anyways, we had a good time. So we went to the lady that runs the retreat, Brenda. We went to her house. Oh my God, she bought this house like 5 years ago and was very fortunate that it has a pool in the backyard, but it's got a big enough yard that these people had built a casita, which was their home office, which is perfect for her business as well. So they had put all her workers had made all of this food, and they had heaters, gas, propane heaters out in the back to go to the casita if we wanted to, take pictures out there and da 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 da. It was a lot of fun. And then we had Friday and Saturday was the retreat. And it was packed. I mean, it was packed with a lot of information. And this was for, it wasn't just Stampin' Up. It was all direct sellers. And she's all about not being spammy. You know how people, they'll get into a direct sale business like, whatever, Stampin' Up or Mary Kay or whatever. And first thing you knew, your friends are calling saying, do you want to do a Tupperware party? You want to do a Mary Kay party? And she teaches you not to do that. So she teaches you how to do social media so you're not spammy. And then picking out your ideal client and all that stuff. And so I thought it would be good. It was expensive to go to, but I think if I do what I need to do, I think it will pay off in the big scheme of things. So it was fun, and I met a lot of great people. We had a lot of fun. We went to sushi one night at we got done at 4:30, so at 4:45 we went to this place for sushi, and it was packed. And we're like, what? It was a Friday night. We're like, oh my gosh, what is going on? She goes, well, we have happy hour. Well, I was thinking happy hour drinks. Well, they had happy hour drinks and happy hour sushi. So that was fun. And then the next night we went to some taco place. Oh my God, we had the best time. It was so much fun. And we got up at 2 o'clock in the morning. One of the ladies offered to give us a ride to the airport. The one that was on my trip on the plane, she had rented a car. So thank God. It cost me on Thursday, with my $10 tip, it was $76 to take a cab from the airport in Phoenix to where I was staying, which was like 30 minutes away. We didn't realize when we booked the place how busy it was. We couldn't understand why the flights were expensive and the hotels were. Well, it was the damn PGA was out there. So I hope next year Brenda looks at what what's taking place so she doesn't book it around those times, because it really was expensive. But anyways, okay, everyone, let's get started now that you heard my little story of what I did this past weekend. But it was fun. We had a great time, and it was cold. I swear to God, it was freaking cold. I mean, there were some mornings it was warmer here than it was there, but that's okay. All right, let's get started because it's 11:40. I am going to do 2 cards using we've done this fold before, but I put out there a form, a template that will help you guys. Let me show you one of the cards that we're going to make, and then I'm going to make a different one. Hang on a second, I get myself organized. So anyways, we did have a good time. It was a fast 3-day weekend, but it was well worth it. So all right, so let's go ahead and get started. Welcome, everybody. Again, I'm Dawn Duvall. I'm a demonstrator through Stampin' Up, and I am in Fort Myers, Florida, where it's nice and warm today. Thank goodness. I'm going to flip the camera down. Now, we're going to do, it's an easy card, and I know that y'all have probably done this before, but I've got this little template that I found online, which will make it a lot easier. So here is our card. Now, what we're going to do, this is using the new Rock and Roll designer paper, and this is all black and white. This is the one that has the guitars, and then it's got all these different black and white where you can look at one side's kind of spacey, but it's all black and white things. And I thought, well, this would be fun. So this is kind of what the paper looks like. And then, of course, these the guitars. Now, again, I'm trying to show you how you can use your pattern paper without having the stamp set. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut out the guitars, is what I did here. And then we're going to color these. And what this template does, this folding template, and this is the one that I posted if you download it, what it does is, and I'll give you the measurements in just a minute, but if you line it up on your card, and I'm going to go through this, then it gives you the template of how you need to fold your paper. Okay, so I'm going to go through that, and then we're going to make 2 cards. Okay, so this card, I'm not doing any, the stamp I'm using is from the Zany Zoo, and then the second card we're going to do on a horizontal. So this one, I'm sorry, this one is a horizontal, and the next one we'll do in a portrait. So, and then I took the piece off of the strip that when I cut it off, and I added that to the inside. I've colored these, and then I added some little dimensional dots, or whatever you want to call them, to our card. So what we're going to do, let me get my things out because I think I need more of these. Hold on a second. I'm looking in my drawer while I'm talking. Okay. All right, so I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to put that right up there where you can barely see it. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to start with an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of black cardstock. Of course, you're going to fold it in half, score it at 4 1/4. All right, so we're going to score that. I'm going to flip this one over. I scored the other one, but I didn't score this one. So let me get my bone folder out, and we'll give it a good burnish. All right, now we're going to do this horizontal. And what we're going to do, and you don't need a full sheet. Now, the designer paper is cut at 4 1/4 by 5.5. Okay, so we want it to cover the entire piece of our front cardstock. And if it goes over a little bit, then we're just going to trim it down. Okay, so this is going to be 4 1/4 by 5.5. And now, if you've got a pattern, then make sure you're getting it cut. So for the direction. So in this case, we're doing horizontal. So I wanted my 5.5 to go this way. So I turned it like this and cut it at 4 1/4. And then I could cut it down at 5.5. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, and then I'm going to use a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white. You don't need all of this. You've got a scrap that you can just get the triangle part in. That's really all you need. Okay. But I'm just going to use the full sheet. So what we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our template, and I'm going to put it in the horizontal mode because it's going to be easier for me. Now I'm lining this up. Now I cut this out. It's going to be, I cut it at 4 1/4, but that's okay. So I'm going to line this up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bone folder. First of all, let me get my pencil because I forgot that one. Imagine that. Hang on. Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our bone folder, and we're just going to crease where we want our paper to fold, okay? So I'm going to put this, mine is going to be off a little bit, but I want it to be, I'm going to do it this way. So I want this to be, and it doesn't have to be centered. It can be however you want it, right? I'm going to move it over just a tad because I think that will help make it a little bit more centered, all right? But when you cut this, if you download this piece, then just cut it at 4 1/4 by 5.5. I cut it short. I did the 4 by 5 1/4. So just take your bone folder, and we're just going to go along that line, and we're just going to lightly, push down because you just want to make a score line so that you can fold your paper back. It just makes it easier to fold it back. So I'm going to turn my card this way, and I'm holding my paper down. I need to go back and do that other side. So I'm just coming along the where the paper is, and just making a score line so I can make it easier for me to fold it. And then I'm going to come back this way because I didn't hold this paper down, and my score line was going a little wonky. Okay, so that's where I will score. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it up on this thing. This is my white piece. Now I'm going to draw a line where the triangle is. This is the only place that you need to stamp, because this is all that's going to be seen, right? So you can, I'm going to stamp some on the inside piece, but that's why I'm saying that you don't need to have a full piece of paper. All you need is probably, you could get away with just cutting a piece that's, what? You could do like 3 inches or 2 3/4, and that's all you need is just that right there, okay? You with me so far? Hi, Janie, how are you? Welcome. I know you're in cold Wisconsin. I'm so sorry. All right, well, we're just getting started, and I'll make another card. So if you missed the first part of what I just did, we're going to do a second card. So we're going to start with, and I'll just do a real quick recap, 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock. And this one we're going to do in the horizontal place. So we're going to take a piece of designer paper at 4 1/4 by 5 1/4. And then I posted on my Facebook page a template. So we're going to line this up, and what I did is I just placed this where I wanted my center part to be, and then I used my bone folder just to give it some crease so I can fold the paper up once I cut it, okay? And then I took a piece of basic white, and I just laid my template on here, and I drew a pencil mark of where this triangle goes. So that's the only place that my picture or my pieces are going to go. So you really don't need to have this big sheet of paper. You can cut it down to like 3 inches, 2 3/4. But this is how I'm going to do it, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is, hopefully I've got my score lines in here. I'm going to cut up, so I'm going to find, hang on a second. I got to get my score lines, and I can't feel them. Isn't that weird? I just scored the daggone thing, and I cannot even feel where I scored them. So I think we're going to go back and score it again. Let's try that again. I'm going to come in. Actually, let me get my craft mat. Hang on a second. I thought I had one over here. Hold on. See what happens when you do, oh, here we go. See what happens when you miss a day? All right, so I'm going to lay this here. I'm going to do this again with my thing because I don't feel my, oh, there's a score line right there. Hang on. There it is. Now I can see it because I got it in the light. This one I don't see. All right, so hang on a minute. I'm going to go back and do the score lines one more time. Bear with me because I can see this one right here, but I want to make sure I've got this one is right here. All right, let me fold that. So what I'm going to do, all right, there's my tip, okay? I'm trying to find my score line on this one, and oh, there we go. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut with my paper snips up to the point, and then we'll fold our paper back. So I can see, I know y'all can't see this, but if I fold in my paper a little bit, I'll be able to determine where my point is, and it's right there. So I am going to cut up. I'm just eyeballing where my point is, to be honest with you. So let me fold this one more time. I'm going to get a good crease right there, and then I can see the top of where my thing is. So let's do this. I'm going to lay this back over here one more time. So I know my score line is right here. So I'm going to line up and do this side one more time because I don't really feel it. And that piece is right there. So I'm just going to take my bone folder and just push down on the paper just so that I can get enough of a seam, you know, so I can fold it, okay? And then there's my point right there. So I've got my thumb on the top of the point. I'm just going to cut up. I'm just going to eyeball it. And if it's not completely straight, I'm not going to worry about it, okay? So we're going to get to the tip of where my thing should be. And then we're going to fold this back. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We just want to get it to where we can fold this piece back. There we go. All right, so that's how we're going to do our paper. All right, so you got that. That part's pretty easy. Just make sure when you're using your bone folder, give yourself enough pressure so you can get that crease onto the paper so you know what you're going to do with it, okay? Now, we're going to go ahead and attach this down. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And then we'll start building the inside of our card. Hang on a minute. I'm doing the same old thing, though, my glue. Hold on a minute. Don't you just love it? I had problems signing on, so do you think I had time to check my glue? No. Hang on. All right, we're not going to sit here. Oh, wait, here we go. This one's coming out. Hang on. We're coming, I think. So what happens when you're gone for a week? Well, I wasn't gone for a week, but thank you for sharing. All right, let's see if we can get some glue on here. If not, I'm just going to go get another one. Hang on. That makes it a lot easier. This one's almost empty, but I think we got enough to get through this. So I'm just going to put some Tombow on here, the green glue. And we're going to fold this back, okay? So you don't want to put a lot because we don't want it to ooze out. And I know this is black and white, so it's going to be hard to see. But we're just going to glue these little flappies down, okay? All right, so for right now, we're going to set that off to the side. Now, this is the piece, and I'm doing this in the horizontal mode. So this is the piece that is where I'm going to do my decorating right in here. Now, what I did is I cut out a piece of the guitar paper. This is the Rock and Roll Designer Series paper that I'm using. It's all black and white. And so I cut out 3 different guitars. So I'm going to fussy cut these, which I did not do. So you'll get to watch me cut. And then we're going to color these with some of our blends. So I'm just going to kind of give them some wild colors. So whatever you want to put in the center is, you know, it's your choice. Now this one we're going to do the guitar. The next card I'm going to show you is going to be in the portrait mode, and that one we're going to use the Zany Zoo, which is the crazy little singing turtle and the skateboarding or riding a bike alligator and all that stuff. So we'll do that one for the next card because I wanted to show you how you can do it, what it looks like in a portrait mode and what's in the landscape mode. Okay, so welcome everybody. And just pay attention, but we're going to do another card when I get done. So if you missed the beginning part with the measurements and what I'm doing, we're going to go all over that again too. So don't worry. It's really pretty easy, but I'm just showing you how you can use, if you've got a lot of pattern paper and you're not using it, and sometimes I buy the paper, but I don't buy the coordinating stamp set, then this is what you can do, especially if it's got some really cute patterns, right? So we just cut the pictures out and use the paper, and we can create a card without having the stamp set. Now, by all means, you can buy the stamp set, but sometimes I don't really want the stamp set, right? I like the paper, but I may not use it that much to warrant me buying the stamp set. I don't know. All right, so now I've got the whole guitar. So keep in mind, the only area that I'm going to be working with is this triangle right here. So that's why I'm going to keep it kind of small. Now, some stuff may go off the edges, which is okay, because we want to keep it that way. But I know I can get these 3 guitars, because I'll kind of stack them up on each other and hopefully make it cool. So if you have somebody that likes music or plays the guitar, this might be a fun card that you can make for them. And again, this paper is in our holiday, I think it's in the holiday catalog. Yeah, if I'm not, isn't that right? Yeah, I think so. Can't remember. Isn't that bad? You can go to my online store and you'll just pull up pattern paper and it will come up, or designer paper. And look at, see how sharp our, just to let you know, if you use our paper snips, I got my camera in the different spot. I just nicked myself, and look at that. Now I'm starting to bleed. So be careful. All right, so I'm going to do some quick coloring on these guitars. I'm just going to make them some, I don't know, just make them. I think I'll do the center one. I think I'll do this one brown. This guy, he's going to be a brown guitar. So I'm just going to color the body. And actually, I'm thinking, oh, you know what I think I'm going to color it. I'm going to do this one a light beige instead of dark. I'm just going to highlight where they made the highlights, and I'm going to do this right here, this little guy that holds the strings, and I'm going to do the dots, try to make them look dark brown, and then I'm going to color it. Yep, I'm bleeding. I can't believe I did that. I cut my finger not too long ago with my paper snips. I think I keep my fingers too close. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I got a Kleenex or a napkin. Oh, I do. Last time it took me, I wore Band-Aid for 3 days because I bled so much. Isn't that crazy? Okay, so we're going to do our crumb cake. So I'm just going to color this one crumb cake. And I did, this is one of the numbered, Stampin' Up! 400 color. The dark brown one was. And I'll just go through here and color this like a beige. I probably should have done it backwards because it'd probably look better. This might be too light. We'll see. We'll color through here. See what it looks like. I may go back and just make it all dark. Who knows? Let's see. I guess that'll be fine. The other two will be kind of wild. All right, so we're going to set that right here, and then I'm going to color these two pieces because I cut off the necks so they can fit in here, and we'll just make it work, right? We'll just have to see how it goes. Now, the other ones had a little bit higher necks on them, but these don't. So this is the Azure Afternoon. So I'm going to do one in dark. And I think, yeah, this is the dark. So I'm going to start out with and this is paper. So just remember, it's, we're going to color. I think I'm going to do the inside dark. And then the outside, I'm going to do the lighter shade. So I'm going to go ahead and color this one on the inside. Doesn't take much to color this paper because, when you're using your blends, it tends to, you don't have to do a lot. You can just put your marker down, the blend down, and it kind of helps to spread itself. And then we'll come back and do the outside. So we're just going to color this light. And probably should trim up that paper a little bit, but I think that'll be fine. It's going to be sitting on a white background, so I think we'll be all right. All right, so that's going to be one of my guitars. You can see a little bit of the dark on the outside of that one. And this guy. And then I'm going to do Starry Sky. I thought that'd be kind of a cool color for a guitar. I think I'm going to do him. I think I'll do the inside the lighter color, and I'll do the this part the light. This one's a really dark color. We're just going to color this. This is the light color, and then we'll color the actual guitar itself in the darker color. So if this is light, can you imagine what the dark one's going to look like? It's going to be dark, but well, let's see. It'll be fun. So, whoops. Let me get him back in the camera so y'all can see. Not that you don't know how to color. You can see my blood. Sorry. All right, so let's darken these guys for his little knobs. And we'll do this one. So let's see what this is going to look like when we color it. Maybe that's going to be too dark. Ooh. Well, it's all right. It's a guitar. Sometimes, you know, they get those little, yeah, this is really dark, but that's all right. We'll survive. You know, some of those guitars are pretty wild when they're painted and all that stuff, right? So this will look fine. We'll just go with this. I'm going to try not to go over the dots because those are probably going to get blended in. Okay. Yeah, you can see when you're coloring on paper, it does a whole different ball game, right? And this color is so dark that it's going to cover, and I don't want to cover up those dots. Those are his little things to make the noise. Boy, that really is dark, isn't it? That's okay. That's what we're going to do. All right, let me try to see if I can trim that. That one looks good. This one looks a little hokey. Let me see if I can cover him up real quick. I'll trim him, do a little trimming, so he doesn't look quite as much white hanging out. So let's see if we can do that. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and build our guitar. So I'm going to take, I'm going to do just like I did on the other one. I'm going to line these guys. I'm going to place them here. This one I'm going to pop up on dimensionals, and I'm going to place this one. I like that one, if you can see that one. These are about looking like they're about the same, but I'm going to put them up a little bit. I'm going to glue these down. I'm going to try to turn them in a little bit. And then I'm going to take the music from the Zany Zoo, and I'm going to stamp some of this. Actually, I'll probably do it after I get these glued on. So I'm going to go ahead and add adhesive. I'm just going to put a little bit of Tombow on here. And we're going to glue these ones down flat. Let me get my tweezers. And but this is just another fun way that you can make a card. So I'm going to put this one about like that. And then this guy, we'll glue him down as well. Are y'all able to see? Do I need to zoom in a little bit? Let me see if I can zoom in because I know it's kind of small. There we go. And we're going to put him, we'll put that one right about like that. And then this one we're going to pop up on some dimensionals. Let me grab those little guys. And let's see, do I have any more? Hang on a minute. Oopsie, moving my camera around. Hold on. Let me grab some behind me. All right, I've got a strip. I'm going to put, this is a piece that came in one of the card kits. So I'm going to put that one right there. And then I'm going to grab a couple. I can put one. I think I'm just going to put one right here. And then we'll get a little, let me get a little baby one. A mini dimensional. You know, I have mini dimensionals, but they're all, oops, here's one. I have all of the pieces on the edges, right? So we'll put one right here on the tip of the, what do they call that? The guitar neck. So we're going to take that off. We're going to pop this on, and then we're going to stamp our music notes. There we go. And we'll take this off. Put that over there. All right, so we're going to get this. I know right now this looks like, what in the world is she doing? All right, so we're going to place this one right here. I'm going to put this right on the edge, and it's going to go up there. And now I'm just going to stamp some, using Memento black ink, I'm going to stamp the music notes. And if they go, whoopsie, if they go off to the left or right, it's okay because no one's going to see that, right? So I just want to put some musical notes all over. That's a little too dark, isn't it? Let me clean that. Hang on a second. Let's clean that one. Let's try that again. Too squishy. So we'll put some right here. Yep. Boy, this is an inky one, isn't it? And then I think I'm going to put one, right here. Let me see, how can I do this? Let me see if I can get one right here. There we go. Well, let me do that. Now I just screwed that thing up. Well, that's messed up. Let me see if I can take this off. We might not be able to. Hang on. I shouldn't have put it. Let me see if I can pull it. Nope, I can't pull that off. All right, we're just going to pretend that I did not make a mistake. So this card will not be going. I could cut out a couple more pictures, actually. Well, I'm going to put this together, and then, actually, yeah, let's put it together, and then I'll figure out, maybe I can hide that with something. If not, I'll figure out a way back, so I don't hold you all up. Okay, so we're going to pretend I didn't make any boobies there, any boobs. All right, no errors. Okay, so we're going to, and see, some of that's going to be covered up, which is okay. So I want this over here. Now, I might trim up my white if it's hanging in the way. So I want my guitar, I'm going to place that underneath my paper. So this right here, I'll figure out something. Maybe I can put something there, I'm not sure. All right, so we're going to add this. I want it just like that. So I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of my paper. And if I had not already glued these two pieces down, I would have flipped my paper over. But because I didn't, then I'll just deal with it later. I'll come up with something. I can always put probably try to put a piece of white over it and then restamp the music. All right, so we're going to put this. I'm going to glue this down first, okay? So then that way I can put my other piece on top. So let's glue this down on the front of the white. On the black. All right, so we're going to put that there. And we're going to lay that right there. Now this one is 4 by 5 1/4, but again, you don't need to have all of that because really none of this is going to be seen. So you could really cut it off at the top if you wanted. But I left it. So now I'm going to maneuver my piece on here. I want my guitar to stick out. And then I'm going to come in and get this so it lines up exactly like it should, because this is cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. All right, and then we're going to put that down. All right, and then we're going to add some little embellishments to this. Let's add some different colors. Let's go with, even though we don't have it, let's put some of the mauve. We're just going to make it, hang on if I can get my thing underneath. And then we'll put some of the red, and we're going to just kind of decorate it. May put some, what are they called? Rhinestones. We'll put some rhinestones on there. And I'm trying to locate them right here. And let's see, what else do we want to put? Let's put one of these on the other side. Hang on, I'm trying to get my thing off of it. Here we go. All right, so with the exception of my boo-boo on my music, so just ignore that. All right, we're going to put a blue one over here. Whoopsie, I'm going to put a blue one here, and then I'm going to put a yellow one just because I can. I'm having a hard time getting these things up. And then I'm going to put a few little rhinestones just to make it look really blingy. So let's just put a couple of small ones on here, because you know it is rock and roll, right? So we're going to be all you know, funkied out. Let's put one there, and let's put one over here, and let's see. That's probably a little too much, probably going overboard, but it's okay. Let's do that. Let's put another one. All right, put that one right there. Okay. All right, and then the last thing that we're going to do is put our piece on the inside. Now I have this piece that I cut off, right? So it's not long enough to go this way, but because my paper is going up and down, I'm going to lay it right here on the side, and I got to make sure it's going in the right direction because I can see where it says tape. So we're going to glue this down, and then I will just trim off the excess piece. Now you could always put the back side of this paper if you don't want that front showing, but I want the front to show because I want it to coordinate. So we're going to turn it this way, and hang on a second, let me get my craft mat here so I don't get glue on my table. All right, so we're going to lay that right there, and I know it's right side up because the word tape says it is. All right, so we're going to put that right there. And we're going to trim that off. I always cut mine a little bit longer anyways because I want to make sure it's going to reach, you know, both sides. Now we can go ahead and add this to the inside of our card. And there is the inside where you can write your sentiment, and then we've got the paper just bringing it on forward, so it makes it, finishes it out. So there's how you how the card looks, and here's the one that I made earlier. So isn't that cute? And then we have to put our happy birthday. So let's do that real quick. We don't want to miss out on the birthday sentiment. And I'm using a 1-inch circle punch for the black. No, I'm sorry. 1 1/4 for the black, and a 1-inch for the white piece. What did I? Oh, here it is. So this is 1 3/4, and then the white is going to be 1 inch. So actually, let me stamp it first, because you know what they say, we should always stamp before we cut, right? So we're going to stamp that right there. Happy birthday. And it's crooked, but that's okay, because we're going to cut the circle, so it really doesn't matter, right? So we just want to get it in there, and we're going to pop that out. And then we're making this a birthday card. So bear with me just a minute, and let's get this glued down. And then this one I'm going to pop up on a dimensional. So let's just put some adhesive on this thing. All right. I need to put a new bottle over here. So I'm going to put that there. Isn't that cute? And then we'll just stick a dimensional on the back of that, wherever I just put them. Hold on. Where are you? Oh, here we go. We'll just take a piece off of here. Just need a little tiny piece to put it down, and that will cover up that little piece on where the guitar is. I'm just going to tuck it right under there as well, so it hides the seam between the two. And there you go. We have a birthday card on this one, just like we did on this one. Isn't that cute? I mean, it's a quick and easy way that you can create your cards. So there you go. Any music person, or that has guitars, I know my husband would like this as well, because he likes to play guitar. All right, so there's the first one. Now we're going to do one in the portrait mode. All right, so it's now that we've got that down, now let's do it again and see if I can do this without making any boo-boos. All right, let me show you the one. Hang on a minute. I gotta get, whoopsie, I'm dropping my little turtle. Let me clean my birthday stamp off, and then we will show you how to make this one. All right, so I'm gonna use different color paper than we did on this one. All right, so this one I'm using the Zany Zoo, and this is paper from the oh shoot, what's the name of it? The hang on, I'll tell you. Hold up, hang on. I gotta tell you the paper because I can't remember. It is Earthen Elegance. So that paper's from the Earthen Elegance, and I thought it'd be cute to have this alligator coming in with a birthday celebration. So again, I've done this one on the on a horizontal. I'm sorry, portrait. So he's coming in on the right side. So isn't that cute? And then again, I put the paper on the inside. Isn't that precious? This is just so cute. All right, so we're gonna make one like this, but we're not gonna do the alligator. We're gonna do the singing turtle. And I'm gonna use wild wheat. All right, so we're gonna start out with 8.5 by 5.5. Score it at 4 1/4. And I'm gonna flip it back this way. Sometimes when you score, if you flip it one way and it's not exactly lined up, if you flip it back the other way, you actually can get it to line up a lot easier. So I'm just gonna burnish it with my bone folder. All right, now this one we're gonna do like this, okay? So this one's gonna open up like a book. So for those that just joined, let me go through this again, and we'll go through our measurements. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. Okay, so this piece of designer paper, and I'm going to put the hearts on the front. This is at 4 1/4 by 5.5, so it's going to cover the entire piece of the front of the card. I put this vellum here because I think my light is reflecting. I'm going to see if it does. Yeah, so I put that there to help keep it to not reflect. All right, so this is going to go on the front of the card. And then we're going to take our little piece here. This is 4 by 5 1/4 again. And then I'm going to take and I put this on my Facebook page, Shall We Stamp page. And I'm going to line this up. This says folding template, and that's where the edge of my card is. So I'm going to line this up, and I'm going to draw a line with the pencil. This is my area that I know my turtle. This is where my design has to stay within this, right here on my white cardstock, okay? So just hold it down, and just doesn't have to be exact, but just get enough to know, you'll know where that is. And if the pencil starts to show, you can just erase it off, okay? Now, the next thing we're gonna do, so that is going to go, I'm gonna have that open on this side of the card, right? Because our card's gonna open from right to left. So I want my opening to be on this side so you can still see it. All right, so I'm gonna take my paper and I'm gonna take my template. I'm gonna hold it on here, and then for my purpose, I am going to put it this direction because it's just easier for me to, and my template, I cut it a little bit shorter, so just ignore that. I am going to, let me get it up here. Okay, so now I'm going to hold this in place, and I'm going to take my bone folder, and I want to give it a good crease so I can fold my card, okay? So I fold this paper. So I'm just going to, I don't want to put too hard pressure because I don't want to tear my paper, but I want to know that I've got a good crease in there so I can fold it back, all right? And then I'm going to turn this again just for my own way of to do this, because otherwise my arms are going to be in the way. So I'm going to start here at the bottom, and I'm just going to work my way up, holding the paper down, just so I can get a good crease and I know where I need to fold this. And then I'm going to come in with my paper snips and cut straight up to the center where my paper will fold back, okay? So hopefully I've got that, which I did. I know y'all can't see that, but I can feel it. So just, whoopsie, I'm sorry. So just feel your paper, and you can see where my creases are. All right, so there's one, and then here's the other right here. So there's my point. I can see my point right at the top of that little tip of that heart. So I'm going to cut up to that heart. So I'm just going to eyeball it. Now, if you're a perfectionist, then you may want just to use your ruler or whatever, but I'm just going to cut it right up this way. And if it's not equal size, it's okay. It's not supposed to be, all right? So I want my hearts on the outside. So these are the lines that are going to show when I flip it back, all right? And then this one, again, we're going to flip this one back, okay? So that's how you get it. Now, granted, we're going to color that. We're going to cover this. If you're a little bit more of a perfectionist, you can force that to fold over. So I can force that and then adjust my score line if I want to do that. Okay, and just bring it down. We'll go over it with our bone folder. So again, it's not supposed to be even. If you want it that way, then you can adjust it. But this is how I did it with the template, and I think it looks fine. So let's glue down our front. So we're going to go ahead and glue this down, our little flap. So that shows the other side of your paper. So you want to make sure, you obviously, and it's funny because I found this template. It wasn't a Stampin' Up! Person. It was somebody else. I don't even know their name. They didn't even have two-sided paper. She glued a piece of paper to the back so she'd have two different designs. And that's something. So that's how it's going to look on the front of our card, right? So when we put it on there, that's what it's going to look like. And then we're going to go ahead and do our decorating of this. All right, so we're going to come in with the Memento Black, and we're going to do the singing turtle if you're familiar with the Zany Zoo. So we're going to pull in this little turtle, and I'm going to put him, make sure I don't get too much black on him. I don't know if I can get two in here or not. I'm thinking I might, all right, I want to have one. I might get him here. Now again, whatever goes on the outside of the line is not going to be seen, and that's okay. Now I could do another one, and I could mask this guy, so this one would be in the front and he would be in the back with his microphone, and I could stagger him. And I got black there, which is fine. I don't care. Actually, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull him down a little bit lower, and I'm going to stamp him right here. So we're going to get 2 for 1. There we go. So he's going to be singing. His feet won't be seen, but that's all right. Now I'm going to come back and make this like it's a party. So I'm going to put a few of the notes, not very many, but we're going to put right, this time I'm not going to make it too much. All right, so we're just going to put notes right here where they're singing. Just going to do that. And then we're going to come in with the little party favors and stamp those. And then I'm going to come back and color them. with the some different blends. So let me find my, hang on one second, I'm switching out my block. Okay, this is the party, all the little, you know, streamers and the whatever the fun stuff is. So I'm going to stamp that all the way, whoopsie, let me get this one on here. There we go. So I'm just going to stamp this around, and it doesn't matter if I go off because it's not going to be seen. So I just want to put a few in here that looks like it's a party. And again, they can't be seen, so if it's, I'm just going to add a few there, and then we'll do some coloring, and I'll just add a couple right there. And we might as well put one here too, right? Let's do that. Might as well fill up our holes. There we go. All right. Thank you. It is, and these are easy cards. And, you know, the whole idea is to help use up our paper, because, you know, we all tend to not want to use our pattern paper because it's too pretty, right? So we have to get out of that. We got to get out of that habit. All right, so let's go, and I am going to add, I got black on that, but that's okay. All right, so I'm just going to take, I just brought in some colors. I got to color the turtle, so I'm going to do, or both turtles, I should say. I think I'm going to do the Old Olive Dark for his, oops, don't want that one. I think I'm going to do his Old Olive Dark for his, let me think about this. The outside of his shell and the squares. I'm going to do the little, this area right here, I'm going to do in dark olive around here. That's going to go up here. And we'll probably make that. And then I'm going to color these squares right here on his shell. It doesn't take much, so I'm just going to do that. And then I'm going to color his body with the light color because this is way too dark. And, oops, got to do that little part right between his legs. All right. And then we'll do his arms and everything in the lighter color. I'm thinking I might do, let's see what, I wonder what this green, hang on a minute, I'm going to put a little bit right here. And I think that might be, I'm going to do the light Old Olive in case anybody wants to know. So I'm going to color him light green in here, color his arms, and then this is where I think I'll do two tones on the little thing there. So I'm going to color his feet, which that's probably not going to show. I'm going to do his head. We're just going to do some quick color in here. Actually, we're going to do light, pardon me. How about if we do some light in between? Let me see, maybe we can put some dark here. Excuse me, I got a cough again. Bear with me one second. I got to get some water. Sorry, I'm trying to cover up my microphone. Pardon me. All right, so we're going to color him. Do his little light, and then we'll do the same thing here. We're going to color this light. We'll come back with the dark. I pulled in the granny apple green, but I think the Old Olive looks better. Ooh, I think my Old Olive is starting to need some help here. All right, and we're going to do this one. Color him here. Yeah, this one's, I've got another one, so this one's starting to feel like it's starting to get dried up. I must have used it. I did use it a lot coloring a bunch of leaves a couple weeks ago. I can feel it not having the color. Because you know how you drag it across the paper and make your little lines or swirls, and you can feel it kind of dragging. All right, so let's see. We got everything colored there. All right, let's come back with the dark, and I am going to just do those few little things right here with his body. And we'll get that colored in, and then I'm going to color some of that confetti stuff, and I'm going to color his microphone. I didn't bring my black marker, but that's okay. We'll, I'll use brown. Let's see, we'll do his handle in brown. I know it probably should be black, but that's all right. We're going to do him in brown, because that's what I have. And then we'll do it in, what color do we want? Let's make it like a, let's see what, no, I don't want to do green. Let's see, we'll make it, his microphone, we're going to make it like it's red. Make it look like a cookie. We'll just make the whole thing red. All right, then I'm going to come in, and I'm just going to add some color to these little decorative things here. So I'll just add, this is Lost Lagoon, in case you're wondering what color I'm using. So we'll just color a few of those. And we'll color this one down here. And I'll come back with, this is the Balmy Blue Dark. And we'll put some there, color that, put one there, do the little triangle, and then I'll come in and put some of this Poppy Parade. And we'll just color these. So it looks like it's a party. Somebody's having fun, right? All right, can't see those. I think that's, oh, got to color them down here. Put one here. Let's put some blue. I know. And we'll put the Lost Lagoon. All right, I think that works. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we are going to, again, we're going to add that like that, right? And then this piece is going to go over top. So I want to make sure where I want my piece to go. And I might have to trim off some of my white because I don't want to cover up my turtle's head. So let me make sure I get this in here, and I may have to erase some of my pencil marks. All right, so that one's going to go like that. Let me erase my pencil because I think you're going to be able to see a little bit of it. Let me grab my pencil eraser. Give me 1 second. I apologize. I'm trying to step over the dog. She's sleeping. I had it out here yesterday. Bear with me 1 minute if I can find my eraser. Yesterday I cleaned up, but you know how that goes when you start putting stuff away, you can't find it. Well, hang on. I gotta find my eraser because it's only one eraser I can use without it smearing everything. Hang on. Let me just check and see if I threw it over here. Riley, you're in the worst spot, girl. Well, I don't think I brought it over here, or did I? All right, I don't know what I did with it, so I guess I just won't erase the pencil marks at the moment because I don't want to hold you all up. Oh, there it is, underneath my cards. Go figure. Okay, so I'm going to come in here first, and we're almost done, guys. I don't want to hold you up, but let me just erase. This is a, I got this through Amazon. I ordered a package of them. It's a White Pearl Latex Free by Papermate. It is an awesome pencil eraser because it doesn't smear. Some of them, you know, if like the regular pencils, if you use those, they start to smear after a while. And you can see like scuff marks where you penciled it, where you tried to erase your pencil. So this works really well. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Now I want to get this on here so I don't cover up my turtle, his head. So I'm going to get my bottom part attached. Now if I have to trim some of this off, I will, but I won't have to because my card, and I think that's going to look good. So my white is going to be all the way towards the bottom. So I know how to place my white onto here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. So let me just see. I should be able to do it just like that. And this is going to go to the end. Yep. So I need to glue this right towards the bottom. So that's why I want to, you know, even though you've got it, once you start coloring or stamping, you want to make sure that you've got it where it's going to be able to peek through. So I know I need this now down towards the bottom. So I'm going to put that right there. And of course the paper is going to go all the way to the edge. And I think we're good like that. Okay, and that way both of our turtles will be seen. Yep. And we got, of course, his little legs not going to be seen, but that's okay. We're not going to worry about that. But we got all the party stuff. We're going to get this even because this is going to go down to the paper. This is a 5 1/4 by 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So we know this has to go on there the right way. So we're going to go ahead and add this. All right. And we'll pop that. And I'm going to turn this. Hang on a second. Are y'all still hanging in there? All right. So I'm going to set this, line it up at the bottom. And it should go side to side, top to bottom, you know, top to bottom. So we want to get it all the way on, and then I'm going to stand it up and move it if needed. And that's perfect. And then I will come back with the eraser because I can see a little bit of a line right there. So I'm just going to mark that off. And that's this one right here between his legs. So we'll take that off. All right, so there is that card. And then, of course, when we open it, I got to glue that. Okay? So then we got to do our sentiment. And then we'll open it like that. And he's singing, so that's a good thing. All right, so now we're going to take this piece. And this is a piece that came off. So I'm going to put this side down instead of the heart. So I'm going to go ahead and add this. And then we'll do our sentiment real quick. And we're going to do a different sentiment on this one. We're going to do one that's going to be a little bit longer. That's going to go across the center of that paper. So since it's a little bit longer space there, I thought we would do a different type of sentiment. So let me glue this to here. Get that on there. All right, and trim this off, and then we will be ready to, we'll add that in just a second. Let me get a piece of scrap white paper, and then we're going to end up cutting this down. So we're going to stamp something great to celebrate. And I'm going to do it in the wheat, wild wheat, so that we keep our color scheme. So we're just going to stamp it on here. And I'm going to put it down low so I can, let me think how I want to do this. All right, we're going to stamp it down at the bottom. And then I can just cut that. Okay, and let me bring in this little tiny trimmer. You know, I never used this thing, and then all of a sudden lately I've started using it. Of course, this isn't available anymore, but we were able to get this, I don't even know when it came out. But anyways, it's really good if you want small pieces. And I really didn't use it much, but lately, probably for the last 5 months or so, the only thing I've noticed is it doesn't hold it, so it cuts it a little crooked at the top of it. Could be operator error, you know, which is not, that's not anything that doesn't, I don't know about. It's operator error. Okay, so I do like that. So we're going to put him right there. Now, it's a little bit long. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this. Let me see. Do I want to, hang on a minute. Let me think about this. I can trim this a little bit. I'm going to cut the other side at an angle. So I'm just going to trim this a little bit to the edge of where the U is. Actually, I can cut a little bit more off. Okay. And then we're going to pop this up on dimensionals. But I think I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to trim this at an angle. And I'm going to have it go this way because I'm going to have it come up. That way, it won't take up as much space. There we go. Perfect. Okay. All right. Let's get some dimensionals. I'm just going to pull this little piece right off here. One strip of the edges. So make sure you don't throw these away because these are just as good as our dimensionals, right? You're just using the edges. So I'm going to cut that off right about there. All about saving, right? Okay, so we're going to put this right here. Now, I got to do something because it looks kind of like it's plain Jane, doesn't it? So what can we do here? Let's add, we've got some of these little gold things. Well, they're kind of large on this one. Let me see. Let's see what we can do. Why don't we just do, let's see. Do I have any of the small ones? Hang on a second. Let me look in my drawer. I thought I had another pack of these. Hang on a minute. I'm a-looking. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Oh, there we go. Nope, I got all big ones. Okay. Let's just put some, little dimensionals. We'll put some small dimensionals. We could color these. Why don't we do that? Let's just, maybe that's going to be too much. We could color these and make them match. Let's do that. It won't take, but all I got to do is grab my wild wheat. Hang on a second. We're going to use our marker, our wild wheat, and I'll do the light one, blend, our Stampin' Blend. I'm just going to go over top of it with our blend. And the more you color it, the darker it would get. So I'm just going to give it just enough to give it a little bit of color. There we go. How's that? All right, so there's that. And then the last thing we have to do is put our piece on the inside so that we can write our message. And then again, we've carried forward our paper from the front to the inside of the card. And hang on, here we go. All right, so the front is carried to the inside of the card. All right, there you go. So let's show these cards again. We have this one. Let me show the alligator, so it gives you just some more ideas. So there's that. And then here's our two guitar players. Got all that? I think hopefully my thing isn't crooked, because it sure looks crooked to me, my camera. All right, everybody, there you go. Let's put this one down here so they're not so next to each other. Isn't that cute? Let's have a party. I love this. I hope you all enjoy this. Go to my Shall We Stamp page if you haven't already, if you're watching on YouTube, and you can see the, download the copy. It's a picture, or if you want, just message me and I can email you or text you the Word document. It's not a Word document. It's a whatever it is. PDF. Okay, and I just changed it to a picture, that's all. All right, everybody, thank you so much for spending time with me this Saturday. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed these cards, and it's been all about trying to use up our pattern paper. I'm going to flip me back up here so you can see my face. So anyways, it's all about using up our pattern paper, and I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any questions or need anything, please reach out to me. And don't forget two things. One, you can go to my online store at bit.ly/3KU, capital H, capital T, capital A, capital G, and it will be in the information link below once I get done with the video. And also, we have to the end of the month. If you're interested in joining Stampin' Up, you can get this glass mat or an additional $30 in free stamps, which is be $155 for $99 plus sales tax. So anyways, thank you again. I greatly appreciate you all stopping by and spending time. I'm going to flip the camera back down. There are the cards that we made. Again, thank you so much. Have a great weekend, and I will see you Tuesday evening on our weekly Facebook Live. Thanks, everyone. Bye now.